Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here with the conclusion of the $2,000 Fantasy Finance Portfolio. We've come a long ways since the 2000 Fantasy Finance Portfolio. We did this contest as soon as we hit 2,000 subscribers for the Rogue Market, and now we are above 3,000, actually coming close to that 4,000. So I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who has subscribed to the channel and stuck with us throughout all the hiccups of this contest especially. So let me give you a little bit of backstory of what happened. I wanted to showcase weekly updates of the portfolios and show how people's portfolios were accruing, or which cards were doing well, which cards weren't doing well. However, there was massive complications with Echo MTG. Now, I don't want to throw shade here. I'm just saying that we probably should have used a different way to do this. There are limitations of how many cards, unless you got like a premium account, that you could put in these sorts of things, or at least binders. So that was a big headache. And then the biggest headache, though, was that the export function from Echo MTG doesn't seem to, or the import function doesn't seem to fully support their own export function. So there are some problems with directly exporting cards, especially foils and alternate versions or cards with commas in them, and then re-importing them using the exact same site. Then it wouldn't show those cards showing up. So we had to manually enter these by hand. It was a very, very grueling task to do so. So shout out to Scrawn and Arya for taking that on. And we have it all done, though. We are going to be crowning the winner of the Fantasy Finance Portfolio, but we're going to do it live. So in the spirit of Market Mondays, we are going to hold a live stream for the crowning of the Fantasy Finance Portfolio winner on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what we're going to shoot for. So we're going to take your questions live. If anyone wants to know any of the specific numbers, we're going to talk about what cards did well, what cards did not do well, some of the trends. It seems to be a lot of trends. There was one card in particular that a lot of people spec'd into that did not pan out. And spoiler alert, it was one of the cards that I put on one of my Rogue Markets, or my Rogue Roundups, and it's actually one of the biggest black eyes for my Rogue Roundups. It's one of the cards that has not moved since I picked it. So a lot of other people were under that same mindset that it would go up by now. Unfortunately, it has not. So again, I appreciate everyone's patience with this. I've never really held a contest of this kind of caliber. We probably should have had our ducks in a row before we started it. We'll definitely find a different home for this in the future. So if people have any ideas about a portfolio site that we can use that will be a lot easier to check in on the results, I'm actually thinking about talking to the guys over at CardSphere and maybe just holding a competition over there, since they have a lot of pricing data and probably ways to input it. They seem to be pretty savvy with their programming, and it'd be a pretty good collaboration. So again, nothing's set in stone, but I'd love to do these again in the future. So the Battle Bond is still here, right under my feet here, the sealed Battle Bond booster box. Pretty funny that that was worth $85 when the start of this competition just a few months ago started, and now a Battle Bond booster box is now approaching $160 a box, which is insane. We are going through some pretty crazy times in MTG Finance. I'm going to have to do a video about talking about it. I was speaking to a buddy of mine who quit Magic about a year ago. So still under the mindset that, recent sets weren't worth anything. And I was explaining to him that Kaladesh boxes, Dominaria boxes, Aether Revolt boxes, and even cards out of those sets are incredibly more expensive than they were. Like we've never seen this sort of movement. Some of us that started or restarted playing Magic in what I like to call Magic 2.0 or Return to Ravnica Forward are just used to cards or sets that rotate not being worth money for years to come. In fact, there was a time period when, unless it was before Return to Ravnica, then a card could not really go up unless it saw heavy play in the modern format. Now we're seeing Commander cards really start to gain value quicker than we've ever seen before. Cards like Immortal Sun, cards like Paradox Engine have exceeded my expectations. So I think we're going to have to change our investment strategies to kind of foresee this is the new market, and which is a good sign for Magic as a whole. Let's hope that Wizards of the Coast can keep this this oomph that we've got going for Magic, and that we can continue to grow the player base. So anyway, again, this will be on the so that will be, let's see here, today is the 1st, so that will be Monday the 3rd at the 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will crown the winner. Now, again, these are locked in. We have screenshots from people that participated, as well as we've double checked on our end of things with the original portfolios that were submitted, and we do have a clear winner, and the clear winner won by a landslide, by the way. Not going to spoil the numbers, but it was quite substantial. So we'll be looking at the winner's portfolio, what went well, and also be looking at the things that went wrong for the other participants. And yeah, this is a fun little exercise here. We'll probably do more of these in the future. Going into the busy summer months for me, so I'm not going to be as active on this channel as I'd like to be, but we definitely will check in from time to time on these portfolio type contests and see what we can come up with. So again, I appreciate all the support and all the people that entered, and we'll have more on Monday, and it'll be live. So come and ask your questions, and any market related questions or any of the portfolio related questions, we'll answer them. We'll have Ari and we'll have Scron, and of course myself there. This has been Kevin with the Rogue Market. Thanks for watching.